GeoBot is GeoClerk's generative AI technology, and it's built on a Retrieval-Augmented Generative approach, or RAG. And that basically means that we can enhance the usability and the results coming from an AI LLM by providing it with factual information. You'll find GeoBot on the last tab along the tabs at the top. And so to access it, just click on the tab and open up the tool. And you'll see that it looks fairly familiar in that it looks a lot like any ChatGPT or the like type of AI LLM technology. To use it, you can just jump straight in and start asking a question. So I can ask a quick question. And then in the background, the GeoBot will now perform a search through the GeoClerk database, looking for articles and papers about the exploration history, in this case of the Boddington mine. The top 50 papers that it thinks are relevant, it will send those off to the AI LLM, and then it's come back with an answer. And as in this case, because I've asked it for a history, it's brought it back in a kind of chronological sequence. And importantly, at each stage, there is a reference to the documents, the most pertinent documents that it's found for that particular case. So you can easily go and fact check whether this is in fact correct. So very simple to use in its basic form. You can also add in any filters. So on the left-hand side, we can refine the documents that it's going to search across by database. So we could say, just search across the WAMEX database, and then ask another question. So again, it will perform the same process, go off and look for documents about the geology, in this case of the Tropicana mine, and then come back with some answers along with the references to the most pertinent documents. But this time it's only going to be looking through the WAMEX database. We could also have put in a specific publish date to restrict the dates that it's searching through. And the other thing we can do is combine this with a spatial search. So if we want to do that, what we can do is just go to one of your shapes. In this case, I will just pick this shape around the Andover project. So I'll just perform a search there, jump over to the GeoBot tab, and ask, what is the exploration history of this area. And because it's now spatially limited in its search, it understands that this area is referring to, in this case, this shape of the Andover project. And so it will only interrogate documents that have spatial information which intersect with that area. So it takes a couple of minutes to go off and retrieve that information. And then, as before, it'll come back with an answer, and again, it has references back to the documents that it has used. Now, one feature of the GeoBot is what we call a human in the loop process. So that enables you to help GeoBot to refine the search a little bit. So let's jump in to do that. We click on Configure and turn on the human in the loop. And then I'm just going to use, in this case, I'm just going to ask the same question. But now you'll be able to see GeoBot step through the process And in this case, initially it's formulating the search. So below is a series of suggested search terms. You could go in and request for some of those to be removed. If you're not interested in drilling, we can take that out. We're not interested in copper, and then tell it to go off and do the search. Now it's going to go off and find the documents. It's going to come back, present a list of the documents that it's intending to use in that search. So you can go through those and switch any off that you don't like. If you just want to carry on, you can just click submit and it'll go and do the same process as before. Send that information off to the AI and then come back with the answer. Now, GeoBot also understands recency. So if you ask for the latest information about a project, it will be able to understand that it's looking for the most recent information. So if I just clear this search and then jump back in, and I'll ask it for the most recent information about a particular project. So let's jump into GeoBot, say. So this time I'm just going to ask about the Cardinia deposit in Western Australia. But I'm asking for the latest information, so it'll start pulling that information back from the most recent documents that it has access to, which will hopefully include some ASX reports and as well as information that's from WAMEX. So you can see the latest mineral resource estimate, the latest exploration activities, etc. So GeoBot is very easy to use, very powerful, and great for providing things like exploration summaries, geological summaries, that sort of thing, and any other question that you can think of.